had Chuck just under a week now. What I've noticed is he's not really that bothered about the hoover. Plus, I also know that he loves having his back scratched. So what I've decided to do is try and incorporate both of them, just to show that you can use absolutely anything to get your dog to focus. Doesn't have to be food, doesn't have to be a toy. It is purely just something your dog wants. And what I've taught Chucky is, if he focuses, I'll hoover him. And when I say focus, that's just basically stay with me. He can try and make eye contact if he likes, and that's even better. So if he tries making contact while I'm hoovering, or eye contact while I'm hoovering, he'll get a good on top of the hoover. The whole process is about, if you watch, he gets up, I lift the hoover away, he wants the hoover, he sits back down. Everything's about, when you're training your dogs, it's just about working out what works. And teaching focus can come from any tool. Like I say, it doesn't just have to be food, it doesn't just have to be toys or affection. It can be anything in the house if the dog wants it, like a hoover. So basically we're just hoovering. It obviously feels good to him, so he'll stay with me, he'll let me do this to him. As soon as I stop, bang, he's back up and back in a sit. He knows that to get the hoover to start again, he's got to sit. His sit is basically him asking for something. He's starting to learn that if I put my bum on the floor when I want something, generally I'll get it. I'm just going to take his collar off so we can give his neck a good hoover as well. If you are going to attempt this with your dogs, if you notice I'm keeping his ears out of the way. If you do this with your dogs, just be aware that if your dog turns around quickly and the hoover catches his ear, there's a good chance that the sudden drop in pressure will could damage his ear. So be very aware of, when you're doing this, that there are a few risks to it. So keep the hoover, until the dog's used to it, keep the hoover well away from his face and any items that you can do any damage to. Give his backside a bit of a hoover in his little stub, which he likes. Like I say, as soon as that hoover stops, it's something he wants, so his bum goes down. Just going to straighten his bed. He's a bit curious to see what I'm doing, just moving his mat around a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let him wander off. Now the only thing I've been teaching him up to now is the word good means you're getting it right, and the word no means you're getting it wrong.
Chuck, come. Chuck, come.
So at the moment I'm asking him to come back out the kitchen, and he's ignoring me because we've not done any work on that.
Hey.
Watch when I say no.
No.
Straight back in. That word no has just told him what you're doing is wrong. Now so stop it. The opposite of being in the kitchen is being in the front room. So if I say no, he thinks, right, I'm not supposed to be in it, I'm straight back in the front room. And as a reward, we switch the hoover back on, we give him another hoover. That sudden lunge forward was Chuck noticing the next door's cat walking along the fence, because he can see the fence through the patio doors. And at this moment in time, my Rottweiler's creating hell outside because she's not impressed about the fact the cat sat watching her either. But if you noticed, he chose not to shoot off after it. He chose to stay there because that's something he really wants. So you can use all sorts of things to get your dog to focus, to ignore things. Once it's all finished, he's asked to go back into his crate.
No.
So constantly correcting, reassuring. If he's right, he's being told good. If he's not, he's being told no. It's a constant thing, just those two words are controlling him.
Good.
Just finish off the exercise with a bit of normal routine. What I don't want is Chuck to think that every time that hoover's on, it's for him. I'm also teaching him it's only for him when I tell him it is. So eventually you should be able to get him out the crate and hoover him if you want to, or get him out the crate and do some hoovering around him where he doesn't bother you.